the Global TV News Express. Presidency denies claim Shettima was barred from Aso Villa. In business, Cardoso reaffirms CBN's commitment to monetary reforms. On the foreign side, with no meat or aid, Gazans turn to sea turtles for survivals. In sport, Nigeria named squad for under-18, under-20 zonal handball champions. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. My name is Godwin Sade. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. Now, President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerians to remain hopeful and united as the nation celebrates Easter, drawing a parallel between the resurrection of Jesus Christ and Nigerians' journey towards peace and prosperity. In his Easter message, Tinubu described the season as the celebration of Jesus Christ's crucifixion and resurrection, the cornerstone of the Christian faith. He called on Nigerians to reflect on the values of sacrifice, redemption, love, and hope, especially in the face of ongoing national challenges. The presidency has described as false and mischievous reports alleging that Vice President Kashim Shettima was denied access to the presidential villa in Abuja. In a statement issued by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nwocha, the presidency said the claims were totally fabricated and aimed at misleading the public into believing there was a rift between President Bola Tinubu and his deputy. Governor Hyacinth Alia has described this year's Good Friday as a Black Friday, following early morning attacks in Ukum local government area that claimed the lives of 5 people. Speaking during the Good Friday service at the Holy Ghost Church, the governor called on the federal government to urgently address the rising insecurity in the country. Felicity Ndere has details.
Good Friday marks the day Jesus Christ was sentenced, scourged, and crucified, a day of sorrow, sacrifice, and ultimately hope. Despite the pain, his death carried a powerful and transformational message. Governor Alia, drawing from the significance of Good Friday, addressed the worsening security situation in parts of Benue State, which he said continued to result in tragic and unnecessary loss of innocent lives.
In Ukum local government, there were a number of attacks. Some houses were burnt down. We lost 5 lives. But the moment we got wind of the information, we had to invite our security heads, who now drafted their people immediately to secure the spaces. So this is what befell us at us last night. Again, what the people keep telling us, the escaped victims keep telling us, is the fact that there are quite a number of people who understand Hausa, and some even speak Fulani. The phases of attack we're having, it's not a very normal one. The Hausa, it's one kind of Hausa. It's not the regular, normal Hausa we all know in Nigeria, including their Fulani. What they speak is kind of a strange Fulani from what we know, which is very indicative of the fact that we're having typically invaders who are coming in. And then with the new face of what we are facing now, they don't come with cows. They are not coming with herds. They just come in fully armed to the teeth to fight.
Following his expression of sympathy to the families affected by the Ukum attacks, the governor urged all Benue residents to remain vigilant and prioritize security consciousness.
So I wouldn't invite anyone to take laws into your hands. Let's be law-abiding still. The states, the major stakeholders, our traditional rulers, and the federal government and us have a program that we are charting. So should there arise any need for the youth group or any group of people at all to get to the streets themselves or to go to the front lines that are fighting the invaders, that is not brave enough. That is not smart thinking. So we invite everyone just to stay law-abiding as we've been in the past, but we would continue to do everything possible to ensure that peace is restored and we secure our families in the state.
He also emphasized that just as Christ willingly laid down his life out of love for humanity, citizens must reflect deeply on the scriptures during this holy season. He prayed that God would intervene in the state's security challenges and restore lasting peace.
As part of its ongoing nationwide campaign to reduce the impact of anticipated flooding, the National Emergency Management Agency, Enugu Operations Office, has taken its flood preparedness awareness to Enugu South local government area, which has been identified as a flood-prone region. According to a statement issued on the agency's official X account, this initiative aligns with the directive of the Director General of NEMA, Zubaida Umar, who has urged all NEMA offices nationwide to promote awareness on the 2025 seasonal climate prediction and enhance community resilience to disasters. In collaboration with the Enugu State Emergency Management Agency and the Local Emergency Management Committee, NEMA Enugu conducted a sensitization program at the Kenyatta Market, Enugu South, to reach a broader audience. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has officially announced a change in the commencement date of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, scheduled to begin on Thursday, April 24, 2025, instead of the previously slated Friday, April 25, 2025. This development was disclosed in a statement signed by JAMB's Public Communication Advisor, Fabian Benjamin, and shared on the board's official X handle. In preparation for the exam, JAMB also announced that prospective candidates can now print their notification slips, which contain crucial details such as the examination date, venue, center, time, and other instructions necessary for a smooth examination experience. Residents of Abuja gathered in their thousands to witness a dramatic reenactment of the Passion of the Christ, a deeply emotional portrayal of the final hours of Jesus Christ. This emotional event took place at Our Lady of the Rose Catholic Church in Abuja. Our correspondent was there and reports. With Easter just around the corner, this vivid display in Abuja has not only told a story, but also stirred hearts, reminding all of the ultimate sacrifice and the hope that comes with the resurrection. It was a solemn yet awe-inspiring scene at Our Lady of the Rose Catholic Church in Garki, where actors took to the stage and streets, recreating the suffering, crucifixion, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. The Passion Play, organized by local churches in collaboration with faith-based organizations, drew spectators from across the Federal Capital Territory. This event was marked by prayers, worship songs, and moments of silence.
Pick him up! Pick him up!
God, you gave us.
While speaking with journalists, His Grace Archbishop Ignatius Kaingama reels out the significance of Good Friday and calls on leaders to reflect on the lessons of the season.
The agony he went through, the betrayal he went through, the cruel crucifixion he endured. He was treated like a criminal, And all that he did in order to save us and to redeem us. And those the society considered very low. Zacchaeus, a sinner, a tax collector, he associated with him. So he is showing us that leadership should be in. So we call on our leaders to be selfless in doing this. Once you have been chosen or elected or given an appointment, it's for the common good, it's for the service of the people.
Many in attendance described the experience as life-changing.
The significance of Good Friday is a date that death is recognized and life is recognized. Suffering, death, and life. So it's very significant because it told us towards a clear understanding of what this life is. Life is not about gains. Life is about sacrifice and results.
It is very important to know as a child of God that we that call ourselves a child of God, we need to behave like a child and we need to live a Christ-like, because Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. So we as the children, we need to behave like him.
Okay, it actually tells what Christ underwent through for my sake, for me as a child of God. If Christ had not gone through this, there wouldn't be Christianity today, and we wouldn't have called ourselves Christian. So to me, it's a time of, like I said, is a time of sober reflection. Let us reflect on our lives, our past, and then seek for forgiveness.
Godwin Sunday, reporting for Global Television. Following the flag down of the 2025 measles and rubella advocacy, an awareness campaign work has been staged to sensitize the public on the need to ensure that children are vaccinated against these child-killer diseases. Felicity Ndere has details.
The essence of the work is to sensitize members of the public and to clear stereotypes and misgivings associated with such mass immunization programs in some claims. The special advisor to the Governor on Women Affairs, Scholastica Bensor, who is the coordinator of the sensitization work, said that this is part of the Renewed Hope Initiative program to create awareness for residents of the state on the need to embrace measles and rubella vaccine.
So we're here to create awareness for the vaccine that is coming by October. So we're preparing them because we have stereotypes concerning this vaccine. So we're here to disable the negative claims concerning this vaccine. Remember that a healthy child, a healthy mother is a healthy nation.
Some medical experts who spoke to Global TV News noted that the vaccine is intended to protect children within the affected age bracket against complications associated with measles and rubella.
Immunization or vaccination, like we all know, is the process of administering a vaccine into someone in order to build immunity against a disease. We know measles, rubella is a disease that can affect a woman once she does not vaccinate. She can have a baby that will be affected by measles and rubella, which has diverse complications and consequences. A lot of children have died because they didn't receive the immunization against measles and rubella in their normal routine vaccination.
So we take care of the two patients, the baby in the mother's womb and the mother herself. So the vaccination is actually meant for a child at the age of 9 months, not to give the pregnant woman when she is carrying the baby, to protect the baby. So in pregnancy, the woman is given tetanus toxoid to prevent against tetanus infection.
Yes, adverse reactions do exist, but not in all conditions. Remember, even if you take Panadol, sometimes you have a reaction from your stomach. So we are completely ready to handle such cases when they occur.
The measles rubella vaccination, which is programmed to take off in October 2025, is for children between the ages of 9 months to 15 years, with the exception of pregnant women. In Makudi, Felicity Ndere, reporting for Global TV News.
Several persons have lost their lives in another terrible accident that occurred at Karo Bridge, inward Karo site, Abuja. Those who witnessed the tragic incident observed that it was caused by a truck laden with cement which failed its brake while descending the Kubo Hill. It was gathered that the truck, after crushing after several vehicles and their occupants, attempted to escape but was intercepted around Cairo roundabout by commercial motorcyclists. You are watching the live broadcast of News Express. When News Express returns, Cardoso reaffirmed CBN's commitment to monetary reforms. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
Welcome back. In business, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, engaged in a thought-provoking conversation with Nobel Prize winner economist Dr. James Robinson, the Reverend Richard L. Pearson, professor at the University of Chicago and director of the Pearson Institute for the Study and Resolution of Global Conflict in the United States. According to a statement on the Apex Bank official X handle, a high-level discussion spotlighted Nigeria's monetary policy direction. Cardoso reaffirmed the CBN's steadfast commitment to transparency, consistency, and restoring public confidence through orthodox monetary policy reforms. The head of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, says the global economy is likely to avoid a recession despite the hit to growth from the U.S. President Donald Trump tariff rollout. Uyi Agbomofuegbe completes the story.
The stop-start U.S. tariff plans have fueled levels of market volatility unseen since the COVID-19 pandemic, and most economists expect the imposition of new import levies will stifle growth and push up inflation, at least in the short term. Managing Director of the fund, Kristalina Georgieva, says this reality has been a long time coming, blaming it in part on erosion of trust in international trade.
Trade tensions are like a pot that was bubbling for a long time and is now boiling over. To a large extent, what we see is the result of an erosion of trust. Trust in the international system and trust between countries.
Georgieva, while stating that uncertainty comes with inherent costs, also established that supply chain factors and their associated impact cannot be wished away.
The complexity of modern supply chains means imported inputs feed into a broad range of domestic products. The cost of one item can be affected by tariffs in dozens of countries. In a world of bilateral tariff rates, each of which may be moving up or down, planning becomes difficult. The result? Ships at sea not knowing which port to sail to.
Her speech came ahead of next week's spring meetings, a gathering of global financial leaders co-hosted by the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank in the U.S. capital, Washington. Uyi Agbomofuegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
The federal government has announced the temporal closure of the Akanu Ibiam International Airport in Enugu State. The Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection at the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Obiageli Ora, disclosed this in a statement. Ora said the airport was shut to allow urgent repairs on a damaged part of the runway. On the foreign scene, the U.S. Supreme Court paused the Trump administration's deportation of alleged Venezuelan gang members under an 18th century law. U.S. President Donald Trump invoked the 1798 Alien Enemies Act last month to begin rounding up Venezuelan migrants accused of belonging to Tren de Araguan gang before expelling them to a maximum security prison in El Salvador. The obscure law has only previously been used during the War of 1812, World War I, and World War II. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the United States may be ready to move on from efforts for a Russia-Ukraine peace deal if there is no progress in the coming days. Foreign Desk correspondent Ramsey Agbo has the rest of the story.
Speaking in Paris after a marathon day of landmark talks among U.S., Ukrainian and European officials, Rubio said the discussion had been constructive and produced an outline for steps towards peace, insisting that the United States expects warring parties to reach a resolution in days.
We came here yesterday to sort of begin to talk about more specific outlines of what it might take to end the war, to try to figure out very soon, and I'm talking about a matter of days, not a matter of weeks, whether or not this is the war that can be ended. If it can, we're prepared to do whatever we can to facilitate that and make sure that it happens, that it ends in a durable and just way.
He, however, did not fail to state his country's position should ongoing effort fall short of ensuring definite solutions.
If it's not possible, if we're so far apart that this is not going to happen, then I think the president's probably at a point where he's going to say, well, we're done. You know, we'll do what we can on the margins. We'll be ready to help whenever you're ready to have peace. But we're not going to continue with this endeavor for weeks and months on end. So we need to determine very quickly now, and I'm talking about a matter of days, whether or not this is doable over the next few weeks. If it is, we're in. If it's not, then we have other priorities to focus on as well.
French officials said a new meeting in the same format is expected in London in the coming days, which is expected early in the week. Ramsey Enoch Agbo reporting for Global TV News.
In sports, English Premier League side Manchester United and Italian Serie A giants Juventus are pushing hard to sign Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen ahead of the summer transfer window, as both clubs are said to have tabled a €20 million per year deal for the player. According to reports, Manchester United have offered Osimhen a contract worth €660,000 a week to join the club this summer. Both Juventus and United have tabled an offer worth €17.1 million per year net, which works out at around €330,000 a week after tax. That would be €660,000 a week before tax in the UK, making him their highest paid player. In the meantime, coaches of Nigerians under-18 and under-20 women's handball team have released their final list of 14 players ahead of the IHF Women's Trophy Zonal Phase, which will be held in Abidjan, Ivory Coast from April 20th to 24th. The two teams have been training at the Royal Park Sports Centre, Yaba, Lagos, for close to 2 weeks and departed for the competition on Thursday. Coach John Uzo of the national under-18 and under-18 team has included Omole Joy of Defender Babes and assister Omole Shola alongside Oji Princess of Funad Academy, alongside right-back Fiasat Balogun in the mix, while Success Duro, Chetachi Ngadurebi of Kwas Babes and Sharon Okonkwo make the court, among other players. As we end the Global TV News Express, let's take a look at our top stories. The presidency, as described as false and mischievous, reports alleging that Vice President Kashim Shettima was denied access to the presidential villa in Abuja. In business, Cardoso reaffirms the CBN's steadfast commitment to transparency, consistency, and restoring public confidence through orthodox monetary policy reforms. On the foreign scene, With food scarce in the besieged and war-battered Gaza Strip, some desperate families have turned to eating sea turtles as a rare source of protein. In sports, coaches of Nigerian under-18 and under-20 women's handball team have released their final list of 14 players ahead of the IHF Women's Trophy zonal phase, which will be held in Abidjan, Ivory Coast from April 20th to 24th. And that's it on Global TV News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.